Hello everyone, and welcome to another very nice game from the penultimate round of the 2019 World Team Championship. For some reason in my previous video I said that Liren was missing for the past few days, that he was relaxing for the final round, but for some reason I missed that he actually played in the previous round and against none other than Michael Adams. So it's an excellent matchup. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. It's a lovely game. Liren currently number 3 player in the world, the only other member of the 2800 club alongside Carlsen and Caruana. Anishgiri is very close. He's, I think, 3 points below 2800. But yeah, definitely the highest rated player in this tournament and, well, most likely the strongest. He faces Michael Adams, legendary English Grandmaster, who some 20 years ago was ranked number 4 in the world, but still a very strong Grandmaster. Of course, playing board 1 for England. Let's check out the game. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. And sorry about no Grishuk photo yesterday, especially since it was a Grishuk game. But for that reason, we do have an excellent Grishuk photo today. So here it is. I hope you enjoy it. There you have it. Sasha looking excellent as always, and it seems Grishuk found out that we are showing some excellent photos of him on this channel, and he decided to suit up for the occasion. That of course was a joke. This is a photo from the opening ceremony, so everyone was dressed very nicely, but there you have it. So without further ado, Ding has the white pieces and he opens with knight to f3. And before we check out the game, here is a bonus question for you. Who can remember the last time Ding Liren actually lost a game? So there you have it, just think about it. And if you know, do share in the comments. But okay, we have d5, the reti opening is on the board. We have g3, the King's Indian attack, knight to f6, and we have just bishop to g2. Developing, we have c5, since Ding is using the hypermodern approach to the development, controlling the center with the pieces. Michael Adams goes for the principled approach, and he takes the center with his pawns. We have castles, g6, d4 by Ding, c captures, knight captures, and bishop to g7. We have knight to b3, castles by Adams, and knight to c3 now by Ding. We have e6, placing the pawns on light squares, as you do have a dark square bishop, so this is very, nicely working together. We have e4 by Ding, deciding whether you want to capture here. You're not able to push d4 as both queen and knight are controlling d4. So here we have knight to c6 by Adams. D captures on e4 was played in a game in 2014. Dmitry Yakovenko played it against Sergei Karyakin, but Karyakin was able to win that game with the white pieces. So here knight to c6, and now just e captures on d5. And here e captures on d5 was played. In 1979 Soviet Championship, Mikhail Tal played knight captures on d5, but in the end he lost that game against Oleg Romanichin. So here e captures on d5, and now just bishop to g5, pinning that knight, preparing queen to d2. Maybe you will want to challenge black's dark square bishop. Here you want to connect rooks, get the rooks into the game. So here we have h6. Asking white what do you want to do with the bishop. Bishop to e6 is another known move here, as the d5 pawn is already attacked 3 times by knight, queen, and bishop, so you do want to maybe defend it. This move has been attempted before, but now we have h6. This is a new move, so it seems Adams prepared something for Ding Liren. Let's see how Ding deals with it. So of course you don't want to capture. I mean, you don't want to leave yourself bishopless against black's very strong dark square bishop. So bishop back to e3, and now rook to e8. We have queen to d2. Black played h6, so he created a target. You do want to develop while also making black deal with the weakness. So you could go king to h7, it is a possibility, but here black finds an active plan, knight to g4. He defends h6 while also attacking the e3 bishop, and you definitely wouldn't mind grabbing this dark square bishop. So Ding doesn't allow it. We have bishop to c5, and now it's very interesting. What if you play b6 here? If you play b6 here, you're really annoying this dark square bishop, but after bishop to a3, A3 is actually a very nice square for the bishop. Not only do you control this very nice diagonal, you also control the b2 pawn, which could come under attack from this bishop. But then even after knight to f6, you're going to lose this pawn. For example, knight captures, you could go queen captures, bishop captures, and now your knight is attacked, you have to defend it. And after all is said and done, white just going to develop, and like we said, the bishop already guards the b2 pawn, so that's not a problem. White is just up a clean pawn. So, after bishop to c5, you can go b6, so bishop to e6. But what's the idea? You're still losing the d5 pawn. Yes, that's true, but you are getting the b2 pawn. So this was Adam's plan. We have knight captures, bishop captures on b2 now. And just rook a to d1. Adams gave up his central pawn for the b2 pawn. While doing this, he created 3 pawn islands in Ding's camp, while he himself has 2 pawn islands, and with equal material, he will definitely want to use this. But we have bishop captures on d5, bishop captures, and now queen to g5. He offers a queen trade, and Ding obliges, as Ding now has the bishop pair, and he will use them. You could go f4, just avoid the trade of queens after queen h5, just go bishop f3. It's one possibility, but then black also has a lot of pressure against your king, so it would be maybe somewhat too double-edged. If it was possible, Ding would surely go for it. Ding is not afraid of extremely aggressive lines of risky play. He always tries to create fireworks on the board, and which is pretty amazing considering how few games he actually loses. But okay, we have queen to g5 offering a queen trade, Ding obliges, queen captures, h captures, and now c4. c4 is a very important move, as while on c2 it's a backwards pawn, very weak pawn. We have c4 here, preparing to move the dark square bishop, and for example, if the bishop moves to, let's say, e3, you will be able to push this pawn to c5, and on c5 this pawn will be very strong. So here we have rook a to c8, aligning the rook with the bishop and the pawn here on c4. First h3, removing the defender of the e3 square, so the bishop can now retreat to e3. We have knight to f6, and now just bishop to e3. Getting out of the way, preparing c5, also attacking the g5 pawn. And here black finds a very nice idea, g4. It's important to say that while the material is equal, Ding still has 3 pawn islands, while Adams has 2 pawn islands. But on the other hand, Adams has a doubled g pawn, so he wants to get rid of at least one of his doubled pawns. g4. Now you could push h4, but that way black would have a very strong g pawn here, and also he would be able to give up the other doubled pawn, so you wouldn't really be doing anything. So just bishop to g2. And okay, pawn captures, bishop captures, we have rook to c7, getting out of the way as the rook was under attack on c8, and now king to g2. We have knight to e5, attacking the c4 pawn twice, and now, well, the well-prepared move, c5. King to g7, improving the position of the king, and now bishop to f4, pinning the knight. Rook c to e7, and now just rook to d2, attacking the bishop. Here you have to move it, bishop to a3, and now we have rook to d4. The idea is rook to a4, you want to attack the bishop and the a7 pawn, so at least you're going to win a pawn. Adams goes knight to c6, attacks the rook while also already, defends the a7 pawn. We have rook to a4, attacks the bishop, bishop to b4, the b4 square is now also guarded by the knight, and now bishop to d6. And now this bishop finds an excellent outpost. It's really, you really control a lot of squares here. All of these squares are covered by Ding's bishops, so you do have to move the rook. We have rook to e2, and now, well, there's also pressure against the white king, if this knight can somehow, let's say, be included in the attack against the f2 pawn, then maybe this rook will be stuck here guarding the f2 pawn for a very long time. First, we have knight to d4. You have to decide what to do here. We have knight to d4. White knight to d4, with the idea of attacking the rook on e2, but also attacking the defender of the bishop on b4. So the idea is you capture here, and then you're just gonna win a piece. So Adams captures, we have knight captures on d4, rook captures on b4 now, and now you could go for knight to c6, just go back and give up a pawn for a pawn. For example, rook captures, but then just king g1, bishop is coming to g2, and well, this passed pawn will be extremely strong, and well, it will be very hard to stop it. So after this rook captures on b4, black again finds a very active plan. Knight to c2. Attacks the rook here and also threatens to win the exchange with knight to e3 check as the f2 pawn is pinned. But Ding doesn't mind. He gives up the exchange. We have rook captures on b2. Now, knight to e3 check. We have king to f3, attacks the rook. Knight captures rook on f1. Now, the rook again defends the rook, so you cannot capture it. We have bishop captures on f1, attacking the rook, and now just rook to c2. And here, bishop to b5. An excellent move, preparing c6 while attacking the rook, so black has to deal with this. We have rook to e6, now preventing the immediate c6 because you would lose a bishop here. But then white just plays rook captures on a7. Now Ding has two passed pawns, but he's still down the exchange. But you know, it's easier to beat down the exchange when you have the bishop pair, because the bishop pair is extremely powerful tool if you use it properly. Knight to e4. Now with ideas of knight g5 check, if the f2 pawn is somehow defended, but okay, you cannot defend the f2 pawn here, so the real threat is rook captures on f2. But also this rook can come to f6 with check. You can pick up this pawn with this rook. A lot of ideas here for black. And here it's a really double-edged position. If you make a mistake here, you can easily even lose this game with white. So there is no like crushing move here or anything, but just feel free to pause the video here and how would you continue this position with white? It's a very nice exercise, if you will. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Well, for those of you who found the move Ding played, you are just an amazing player. There's no other way to put it. And for those of you who are just interested in enjoying the show, Ding played bishop to d7. This is something you had to calculate because rook captures on f2 is unstoppable. So what happens next is what matters. Rook captures on f2 was played with check with king to e3. Now, of course, the threat is to capture the rook. So what do you play here? You can't really move the knight as both this rook and this rook will be under attack. You can't give back the exchange just anyway. For example, if knight captures with check, you'll get bishop captures here, and then after rook to f6, you will get bishop to d7. After knight moves, knight f5 check, you'll get bishop captures, and after g captures, or rook captures for that matter, you will have this position where black has either a doubled pawn, or if you capture with the rook, then the pawn can start advancing immediately, but here you'll just have a winning position for white. So, after king to e3, we have rook f to f6, Adams decides to give back the exchange this way. So, bishop captures, we have rook captures, and now bishop to c7. You have to give back this pawn, but you will keep your passed a pawn. With knight captures on c5 with check, a discovered check from the rook, king to d4, and now just knight to a6, hoping to win the bishop. Bishop to e5 check, king to f8, and now a3, taking away the b4 square from the black knight. King to e8, you also want to, increase the activity of the black king, and now king d5. With knight to c5, Adam finds a way to activate the knight. Of course, now if you capture, you lose the bishop. So first, just a4. You keep on pushing your passed pawn, as of course, passed pawns must be pushed. We have knight to d7 with a double attack against the bishop, and bishop to c7. Knight to f6 check by Adams, king to c4, and now rook to c6 with check, king b5, and now rook to c2, and here just a5. So here the material is still equal on the board. It's a bishop against a knight, but Ding already has a passed pawn on a5, and his king is much more active than Adams' king. King to d7, we have bishop to e5 now, a discovered check. We have king back to e6, you have to defend the knight, and now rook to c7, hoping to trade rooks. If you trade rooks, then of course the passed pawn is winning. We have rook to a2 now, putting a rook behind a passed pawn. Either you should do it if it's your pawn or if it's your opponent's pawn. But now Ding just plays bishop captures on f6. It was important to realize that now while the pieces are exchanged, white has a huge advantage. King captures on f6, and now a6. We have rook to b2 check by Adams, king to c6, now rook back to a2, and now a7. And here we have king to g5. going for the g3 pawn. We have rook captures on f7, king g4, and now rook to g7, hoping to win this pawn as well. We have g5, and here Ding played king to b7, and it was in this position that Michael Adams resigned the game, and an excellent victory on move 59 for China board 1 Ding Liren. And, well, why did he resign? You're gonna lose the game. How are you gonna lose it? Well, after a few checks, let's say rook b2 check, you have to move king c7, rook c2 check, you can move king b8, and after another check, you'll just block this check with the rook. Now, of course, if you exchange rooks, then the pawn queens, and if you just go rook back to a2, now would be a good way. I decided to show this here. You could make a mistake if you just queen and you think this is now winning. It's not, because after black captures this pawn, now black will just move the king and he will push this pawn. You will have to give up your rook for the pawn and it will be a draw. So before queening the pawn, you have to play rook to b3. You just guard the pawn, and now of course it's winning whatever black plays, doesn't really matter. King h3. Now you will queen the pawn, and after captures, your pawn is defended. Doesn't really matter what black plays. Your king has all the time in the world to reach this pawn, win it, and, well, push the other pawn to victory. So yeah, after king to b7, Michael Adams resigned, and an excellent victory for Ding Liren. We already shown the results of the sorry, not that of the penultimate round. So here it is. China with this victory on 4 points. Russia still leading after the penultimate round. So here, as you are watching this video, India and Russia are battling it out in the final round. Russia cannot lose first place, but it will still be a very interesting match. So yeah, there you have it. A few announcements before we end the video. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central European time, we will start, well, not our first, but first in a long time, a subscribers tournament. It will be one, maybe an hour and a half. I still haven't decided. I have some other things to do tomorrow, so I will keep you informed. I will publish it on my Twitter page, Facebook page, wherever you also follow me aside from YouTube, so you will be well informed. So that's basically it. Great victory for Ding Liren. I would like to thank Kamar Miramadi, Chris Picard, Trevor Friesen, Ajit Govind, and Esmerald Hametaj for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon. Hopefully with some more interesting content. We will check out at least one game from the ultimate round or the final round of the 2019 World Team Championship. Check up on your suggestions, and then before I guess we're starting the next big tournament is Grenke Chess Classic. Before that, we are continuing the Capablanca saga, so don't be afraid, we are getting back to that. And for the end of the video, another glimpse at this very nice photo of Sasha. There you have it. Thank you all, and I will see you soon.